Greetings, it is I, Susie Juravich. I'm still getting more energy and helpers with the near death experience, moving to the light, talking about walk ins, then perceiving the walk ins as just pure energy, and then just some other things, and also working with spirits. So I'm going to give you some updates because it's just so crazy. I have been having a lot of fun, to tell you the truth. It's before it was kind of boring, and I work from home, but I can go to the office too. But it's been kind of interesting just to notice what I'm noticing. But I'm still like kind of still have some more energy. So even this morning, I woke up again around 4. It must be my like my hour, my power hour, right? And so I got up for a little bit and then I started working again with asking questions and getting answers. Now I know that this is now my new hour where I get to have source energy or God assisting. I always say I go direct. When people ask, well, like, what are you working with? Well, I go direct. I go straight to source. Some people call it God, some people call it source, and maybe in other cultures it has a different name. And then I don't know what all that is. But it's been kind of interesting as I continue to wake up in the middle of the night or early in the morning. And then I start asking questions because I'm like going, hey, it's worked a few times. It's been working for a while. Why not? Let's see if I can have a deeper conversation. And so with this idea of, like being up in the middle of the night, and I always go back to bed. I get up for a little bit and then I go back to bed because I'm like, it's so cozy, so super cozy. And then I start kind of like accessing, is there any other energies that I'm able to perceive? And the perceiving might mean a feeling, or a receptivity, or it's almost like, hey, call me girlfriend. It's like that easy. It's like that kind of energy that comes in that I know that I have a connection with spirit, or God or source. And so I've been getting some really neat messages early in the morning, and a lot of them are kind of continuing to show me. And what I need to do probably is get up and then write the notes down, because when the questions go, when I ask the questions in a quiet state, it's all through thought. So, my crazy thoughts, right? Is that I do a simple question, because a lot of times people are like, well, let me tell you. So, hey, God or source, I had this situation back in 1942, and I was wearing these blue jeans. I got a hole in the, you get into all these details, and then, my truck broke down, and but honestly, the energies or that source or that God in essence, right, is already knows our story. We don't need to get into any details. A lot of times people like want to, let me tell you what happened. And then my brother did that. And my sister did that. And then the dog down the street, took the cat. And I don't know. They ran out of town together. I don't know, but that's kind of funny. But when we look at it, when we really start asking these questions, when we're in that beautiful meditative state, right? I don't know if I was in a beautiful meditative state. I was just like, is it going to work again? I keep thinking, is it going to work? Is it going to work if I keep asking questions? And it does. It constantly does. And so I really didn't take the notes, but I think maybe I'll start taking a notepad with me, because the answers are really short, and the questions are short and the answers are short. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm not elaborating at anything. It just is continuing doing what you're doing. You're doing fine. You're doing good. Keep what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And so what I'm doing is I do have a lot of written material. I've got tons of content that really started back in 2008. So 2008, I was writing poetry every day with a poetry forum, and I did it every day, and that kind of rocked my world. It really rocked my world big time. I can give you one example of what it felt like to rock my world. Was I remember I was out in the hill country. I had a 5-acre place, really beautiful house, and then I looked out on the. I think I might have gone outside on the porch. There was like a glider there, and then I just was looking at this one tree, and then I could see the tree was breathing. I could see the breathing in, And then the breathing out of the tree. And then I started looking around at other things and I would start seeing the essence of breathing in and breathing out, that just that prana, that life force energy. And so that really kind of was the beginning of a lot of these energies. But with the automatic writing, even when back in 2008, when I started to write, I had a proper English woman, which I am not a proper English woman, right? I'm from Texas, right? Is that I had a voice. I heard the voice um, through thought, but it was a proper English woman. And during that year of 2008, that proper English woman would come in and start infusing some of the words that come through. And like I like for you, like let's just say you have a thought that was super awesome and you didn't write it down. You're like, I forgot my thought, or that was a great thing I could have done. Well, that's what I did was I would just put my hands on the keyboard back then, and whatever she was saying or whatever that voice, I was just typing, typing, typing. I always called it a word capture. So when we're working and asking questions, and then we're trying to get some answers. So it might just be as simple as that you're just putting the hands on the keyboard. That's kind of how I do my automatic writing. It's pretty easy now, but that was kind of an interesting time to start accessing, some helpers. I don't know who the English woman was. Very proper. But and I called it a word capture. So at the moment I had kind of an insight that resonated for me, like resonated, it felt really good and juicy, then I would grab it. I would grab it right here, and then I'd work with it. And so maybe back then, back in 2008, one word would come through, and then boom, type, 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 and then I would send it to the poetry forum. So these are kind of interesting things when we look at, when we ask, when we put the ask out. The ask out, what is, just make it simple. Again, because if we're working with energy or source or God or angels or our spirits or families that have already gone, they already know. They already know. We don't need to get into a lot of details. Because people like, I come in for sessions and stuff and they get into a lot of details and I'm like, well, let's just see what comes up, right? Let's just see what shows up for you, right? And then a lot of times, even when I'm in my sessions with people, the answers are very, very short. It's very simple. It's very precise. It's very easy to understand. A lot of my written pieces are very esoteric, and some people don't maybe get it. Sometimes I don't even get it, but I was called to write it, right? So that was the automatic writing. But I'm like, I don't even know if I've graduated to that level of understanding what even my written pieces are, right? So let's see what else. So with this idea of accessing and gaining insights that will help you today, because we really want everybody to have a deeper experience with life, and finding some of the helpers or finding some of the joy or finding some of the playfulness. Like even with me doing these videos, I'm like kind of cracking up, and half the time I'm not really sure what's going to be said because I usually lend over a part of myself for the energies to come through, kind of like a channeling experience in a way, but it's always to help you. So whenever I'm speaking or doing my automatic writing, I'm doing podcasts now of some of my written material, which I can't even understand it. It's so funny. It's a lot of big words. Those are not the kind of words that I would be using. So I know that that definitely was another kind of energy that was coming through. But when we really look at it, is that we want to just be really simple when we're asking, or maybe you're setting a goal, maybe you're setting an intention, maybe you're trying to find the perfect partner in your life, or maybe you're trying to find the better job or career, maybe you're trying to do some work with your body. Maybe you want to heal the body, heal thyself, and even at night when I'm kind of in that meditative state, I always ask, Source or God to come in and do a body scan on my body. Now, I can do my own body scan, but I'm like thinking, hey, if Source is here, come on, show me what you got. And so I just do a complete body scan of the body. And if anything is showing up, I don't need to ask what it is or why or how or where are my trapped emotions in my body. I don't even go there. I just go, can you please assist me with bringing more vitality and drawing more light into my body? Bringing that preciousness of light. So these are some more ways of looking at these conversations with the near-death experience, moving into the light, than bringing up this walk-in conversation. And again, like I said, is that it was for me to perceive it, to believe it, it had to have a physical form like we have, right? Male or female or whatever, right? And then, but in honest, with my truth now, is that it's not really about a person, it's about the energy itself. It's about the bandwidth of frequency that brings so much light into your field and so much joy and so much healing in all areas of your life that you start feeling that energy. And when that energy comes in, you just kind of welcome it and like, yes, come sit with me. Come sit with me for a while. Please stay with me for a while. That's kind of where that comes from, is that we get these energies that, once we know that we're doing everything we can to do better for ourselves, is we have these beautiful, divine, benevolent helpers that help us move through some of our lessons or some of our life purpose. So I think I'm going over, yak, yak, yak. Anyway, so it's been super fun. I've gotten a lot of feedback and I've gotten a lot of questions from these conversations. I'm happy to address anything. I'm always curious. I'm always, super curious, like what's next, what's next. In fact, even when I started doing this video right now, this was not the video that I had expected, but what was coming through was right for this moment of now, this Iman energy. So whatever you're doing, keep creating, keep looking at your helpers, and really listen intently when you ask. You listen intently, and really just let it just kind of wash over you, like, whew. There's nothing I need to do. It's already done. It's already done, baby. So have a beautiful day, and namaste.